Alright, so in this video, we are going to discuss the most important CEO skill, the most important executive skill. Now, what is that? Among the huge list of skills that I could mention here, none of them live up to the skill that I'm about to mention. There's a seismic difference between the skill I'm about to mention and the importance of it among all the other skills. So what it is also not the ones you could learn in a week, and these are not like 3 things that you need to know or implement. None of those things. You may not even able to learn it or effectively execute it your entire life, but nonetheless it is very easy to practice. It is not adaptability, it is not setting the strategic vision, it's not ability to find the product market fit. It is not hiring the top talent. It is not related to operations. None of those cluster of skills. It is also not the meta skills, if you are wondering. It is not the self-awareness skill. It is not the emotional intelligence skill or system thinking, problem solving skills. While these are immensely valuable meta skills, none of these come close to the skill that I'm about to mention here. This skill is the backbone of every big corporate maneuver, the hidden force behind billion-dollar deals, the silent guardian that has rescued companies from a disaster. Every day you stand at a crossroad and faced with the choices that could lead the company to the new heights or plunge them to the brink of bankruptcy. Every day you're faced with these choices, and these are either moving the boat forward faster or sinking the boat into the ocean. You're faced with the choices constantly. Learn it or delegate it. Consult an expert or hire a contractor. You are at all times weighing the pros and the cons, anticipating outcomes, visualizing consequences, trying to predict market shifts, trying to make sense of changing consumer behavior, often making decisions on fairly limited information, never having the complete information to make the decision. Where the ship is going to land eventually rests entirely on these day-to-day choices, doesn't it? So, without further ado, the most important CEO skill is decision making, particularly the ability to make decisions on time with limited information, with accurate understanding of the stakes or the risks. Now I have all these cool books on the somewhere around related to decision making that I have read in past decade or so. And by the end of this video, you'll have a complete understanding on how to improve your decision making abilities, even doubling or tripling it, and how to do that. And we'll be talking about scientifically proven methods, decision making abilities. So how do we improve the decision making abilities? Actually, none of these books are going to help you improve your decision making abilities. So we can just throw them away. Let me tell you how you can actually improve your decision making abilities, double it, even triple it, and it is extremely contrary to the advice you may see on the YouTube or anywhere in general. That advice, like hustling all the time, working 8, 10 hours, 16 hours a day, putting in hundreds of hours a week, is a good advice if you're leading a manufacturing company and where people does not require a lot of cognitive resources, and they do not need to make very high quality decisions. So working 100 hours a week, working extremely long hours is a very good strategy. The consequences of their decisions are not very huge. Now, if you are a business owner or you are a CEO or executive or running a small or even a large business, the most important thing, the most important skill, the most important weapon that you have to prevent the ship from sinking, to actually lead the boat forward faster, is your ability to make good decisions with limited information and on time, understanding of the risks and all the stakes that are involved. I'm going to tell you just 3 simple things that most of you are not doing and which are quite obvious, and I'm going to give you, I think, 5 tips for one, 4 tips for the second one, and 3 tips for the third one to really do the 80-20 of it. And if you implement those 3 things and those 5, 4 and 3 things, you will double or even triple your decision making abilities, which will equip you better to make very high quality decisions in your life and in your business, and make the boat move faster, crush the competition, create more value for your clients or customers, and really be a market leader and be the most innovative person in the industry. So what are those 3 things that you could do? Which is very simple: sleep, anti-inflammatory diet, and exercise. Getting these things right give you a extreme edge of decision making, but you gotta also understand that not having these things right, sacrificing things like sleep, diet, and exercise actually makes you as equal to half drunk and running your business. Your decision making abilities is impaired. The cognitive resources that you have in hand to make high quality decisions, to move the boat forward, are very limited, and you cannot run the business when these things are not fixed or you're not getting most out of them. So what are the 80-20 to fix these and get the most out of these 3 things and improve, double, or even triple your decision making abilities for the long term? Studies after studies have shown that sleep deprived individuals 50% slower than a normal individual at making decisions. So decisions take long time to make if you are sleep deprived. In the sleep journal that found out that if you have taken an adequate amount of REM sleep, it enhances your problem solving abilities by 40%. Now these are big numbers we are talking about. Sleep deprivation can also hinder your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for impulse control, problem solving, finding out creative solutions to the problems, and all those good things are basically like blocked out if you are sleep deprived. Studies have found there is a 33% decline in your ability to concentrate and focus if you are sleep deprived by even a small number as such as 1 hour. Studies have found that a diet in high sugar and high salt can lead to 40% decrease in cognitive flexible tasks. Diets in like high sugar with a lot of seed oil, with a lot of over processed food can lead to inflammation in the body, which affects the brain function. A lot of the areas which affects your brain function inhibits your body's natural ability to rest, recover, digest, and relax. And if you're not recovered, and then you're not adaptable to do anything in life. Like, you gotta put at your highest level of effort, then you gotta recover, and then you put in your next level, best level of effort. And that's how you move. If you keep performing at a level with very, very impaired diet and impaired low quality diet, and or you are sleep deprived or not exercising enough, then you are severely limiting your body's ability to recover and heal and perform the next session at a higher level. So that severely impacts your ability to perform. Studies have found that even a moderate exercises like walking or any aerobic exercise can lead to 5 to 10% increase in decision making abilities directly. Exercise improves your blood flow, blood circulation, promotes the growth of new neurons, boosts the release of neurotransmitters, and really supports the dopamine system, the norepinephrine system. And there is a well-known fact in psychiatry that if you are not exercising early in your life, in your 20s or 30s, or basically any time, your risk of depression and the quality of life is decreased. Risk of depression and having a low quality life is increased by 50%. Now that's a well-known fact in psychiatry. Studies have also found that even a 10-minute mild exercise can significantly boost brain's ability to connect neurons, connectivity, neuroplasticity, and efficiency to do basically anything. So overall, if you are fixing the sleep, the diet, and the exercise, we are looking to doubling or tripling your ability to make good, high quality decisions. Whether the ship is going to sink or accelerate, beat all the competition, depends heavily on your ability to make good, high quality decisions. Now, how do we improve our ability to make high quality decisions? And how do I fix my sleep, diet, and exercise? I do not have time for everything. What are the 20% of the things that I could do with low effort and get the 80% of the benefits of everything? And this is what we are going to talk about right now. But before we jump into all that good stuff, I need you to throw away all your preconceived notions about sleep, diet, and exercise for the time being, for the duration of this video, and you can pick them back up later after watching this video. So let's begin. 5 things for sleep. the 5-80-20 of the sleep. What's that? The first thing in the sleep we want to do is getting morning sunlight and hydrating oneself. A good high quality sleep starts when you wake up. If you go out and immediately without checking the phone, do not check the phone. That would be the worst thing to do in the morning. You want to go out and get some morning sunlight and hydrate your body with water. The morning sunlight, specifically blue light, resets your circadian rhythm. So you could feel sleepy after 16 hours or 15 hours, depending on your chronotype. That really resets the circadian rhythm, suppresses melatonin naturally. So you feel awake faster than even caffeine, which is adenosine blocker. As getting the sunlight, it also helps you detoxify and release the adenosine out of your system. So you feel more wakeful. So if you go out and get some morning sunlight, even it may be for 5 minutes to 10 minutes, you can walk first thing in the morning and you will feel awake, and you will also guarantee by some variation, by some probability, that you will feel sleepy at night after 16 hours. So this getting a morning sunlight and hydrating your body is one of the best way to guarantee feeling sleeping at night. And you do not want to check your phone or apps in the morning. These apps are really designed to hook you in and really clog up your working memory and basically destroy your entire day. Probably stay away from the phone for the entirety of the first half of the day. Morning sunlight also increases the release of serotonin and cortisol. So you feel good, ready to tackle the biggest or the most important task of the day. And the water in the morning jumpstarts your metabolism, activates your digestive system, hydrates you, detoxifies your kidneys, and makes you more alert and ready to focus. The second thing about sleep is that your sleep environment needs to be separate from your working environment. And since sleep is not a arousing activity, you want to have a specific room which is a boring room, so your body can activate the parasympathetic response system so you can relax and recover and heal and digest. There need to be a separate room for working, and two rooms that the environment need to be totally different. The room that you have for working needs to be maybe more dopamine inducing, keeping you more alert, your sympathetic system is activated, more blood is going to your arms, brains and visual cortex. And when we come to this side of the area, which is relaxing, recovering, rejuvenating, so you could perform the next day at a much higher level than yesterday. Hell, nobody is talking about that. Recovery is also as important as putting in the hours and working. The sleeping environment specifically, you want to have it blackened out, soundproofed. There don't need to be any kind of sound that is disturbing you at night. And if the soundproofing is not possible, you want to get a white noise machine. Let me get it here. So I have this white noise machine. It's a very simple one. What it does, it basically produces a background noise like this. It could be rain, and that's it. This white noise actually seems like a noise, but once it settles in the background and it blocks out all the other noises. Very effective in putting the baby to sleep, and it can really help you get a good night baby sleep as well. So the second thing we discussed is soundproofing or getting a white noise machine, which can really boost the quality of sleep that you get at night, increasing your probability of getting the REM sleep, which enhances your probability to solve problems and handle cognitive tasks 40% better. And if you have gotten a good REM sleep, you'll find that all problems, no matter how much difficult or complex, seems a bit easier and simple. Solutions comes to your head easily and often seamlessly. At night when you're sleeping, your brain is not you can say it's switched off or something. Your consciousness is switched off, but the brain is working. It is very busy, and probably you're working the hardest at night when you're sleeping. Your brain is consolidating memories, learning lessons, compartmentalizing stuff, everything you learned and stuff like that, playing simulations in your head of long-term and short-term consequences. It is marking stuff which is good and bad and everything that of nature. and you are learning when you're sleeping. Actually, more effectively when you're sleeping than even in the conscious brain. Because when you're conscious, you have a very limited working RAM to work with. You can only hold 7 things at a time. But once it shuts off, your brain could execute a really high level of computations, and it is working at night, especially when you're getting the high quality REM sleep. Brain is super active in REM sleep. You can also look up the MRI scans of the brain in the REM sleep. That'd be a very interesting thing to do. The third thing we have here is getting a sleep tracking device like this one. This is a Whoop. It is much better at tracking your sleep than this thing we have here, which I don't think it's good for meetings, Apple Watch, but it's not good for tracking sleep. And why would you want to track sleep? So I have both of the best sleep trackers in the world. This one is Oura Ring that we have. It also gives you a score in the morning, and the one we have also is the Whoop one, and I like the Whoop one better. It tracks basically calories. You can also wear it to the gym or exercise or whatever you're doing. It gives you in the morning, it gives you a good recovery score so that you know that how much your body is recovered, and it tracks your HRV, which is a very measurable, actionable metric to know that if you're healthy or not, if you're able to recover or not, because we do some work and then we are checking phone when we're not working, and both are high stimulus activities. Let's say you worked and then you're checking the phone constantly and responding to emails and constantly, you do not get any time to recover. So next day your performance will decline in work, which is a bad thing. When you're tracking your HRV, you work and then you recover, and then you work maybe twice as better or 10% or 20% better, and these things stack up, they compound over time. So getting a sleep tracking device can really be a game changer for a lot of people. It helps you correct a lot of behaviors which are not conducive to you being successful. It helps you see your year in terms of recovery, and you can really see that, all right, this month I got the most work done. What I was doing in this month? And you can see like you might be sleeping more, or you might be waking up consistently at a fixed time and attacking the day with the hardest problems. So you learn more about your individual self, how you work best, when you work best, and how you recover best also. With that data, you can make decisions to make these things efficient. Well, for me, it's a very basic thing. A ice bath in the morning really helps me to get into the zone, activate my parasympathetic system, recover. And that's all I need, like 10 minutes of ice bath with meditation, that's all. It only takes 10 to 20 minutes, that's all. And at night, when I need to shut off everything, a hot shower or sauna, that's it. Which also take only 20 minutes. 20 minutes I have in the morning and 20 minutes I have at night. These are the two really things that I anchors that, all right, this is with the ice bath, this is when the work starts, and hot shower and sauna, this is when the work ends. After that, in this time, I could do all the high performing activities and really work at highest level possible. And both of these anchors are separated 12 hours each, and rest of the hours I do not touch the work. I can journal, I could do self-reflection, I could walk, and basically everything that is boring or unarousing that I could do, which really helps you recover and rejuvenate and reflect and perform at a bit higher level, even 10 to 20% better the next day. And once you start tracking it, it will become a rhythm. And even if you look at all the executives, Jeff Bezos, their actual routine, it also follows this kind of daily structure that they have, because you understand that one really good decision can make hundreds and even thousands of decisions that you need to make irrelevant or unproductive or just not needed anymore. Decision making is very important, and tracking can really help you take things to the next level. The fourth thing about the sleep. The fourth thing we have about the sleep is cutting out the internet and locking up all the devices at least 2 hours before going to sleep. Before, what I was doing, I had a smart plug which will automatically shut off the internet, which really did not work really well. So now what I have is I have a third person in my home, which just at 8:30 p.m. takes the device and the modem, puts in the briefcase, takes it out, stores it in the car. So it is way away from my head. And even when the devices or the modem is nearby, your subconscious brain kind of holding 7 to 8 things in the mind and really clogs your working memory. And you're thinking, oh, I need to respond to this, I need to buy this, I need to respond to this, I need to do that. And a lot of those things could be done in the day or in a blocked chunk of time. You can plan even 3-4 times to check the phone. But at night, when you want to activate the parasympathetic system, recover, reflect, and do all those things effectively, you really want to have the internet and the phone away. Also, like it increases the probability that since your willpower is drained out at night, it increases your probability that you'll do something stupid like stay up at night, mess up your entire next day, and that will lead to messing up the next day, and that will lead to mess the weeks, months, and years. And it makes consistency really impossible. It makes waking up at a fixed time very hard. Going to sleep on time, probably the most difficult task. Even if these devices are around, if the modem or internet is around, these things really make it very difficult to go to sleep on time. What I found that I really need to pack them up in the briefcase and throw them away. It basically guarantees that 365 days of the year, I'll be going to the bed at right time, waking up at the right time, and getting things done on time as planned, and performing at the best of my ability. So no backlog that builds up. People think that this decision is crazy, but I think it's completely fair because these apps are designed really well to hook you in. I remember, I think 2-3 years ago, I could spend the entire night just mindless watching something or playing a game. That was just dumb. And the next day I have to run on sleep deprivation, make bad decisions, and then keep fixing those decisions throughout the week. And that's how the week is spent. This is like crazy stuff. Basically, I'm being controlled by a really well designed algorithm, and I do not have any control over the week, which is not good. You want to have control over your weeks, and you want to be intentional about your life. Since it is limited and there's a deadline at the end, which makes it more valuable, and there needs to be intentionality as you go through the day. If you're not rested and recovered, then basically you cannot make progress towards your goals and make progress towards whatever you want. And the last thing we have about sleep is having a nighttime ritual that works for you. Now, nighttime ritual, I had nighttime ritual ever since. They really took into action when I started putting out the modem and the phone away at night. Now, you can design, you look up at the studies, I will leave that up to you to create a nighttime ritual. It could be reading, it could be meditation, it could be praying, it could be journaling, it could be writing, it could be getting a sauna, it could be getting a red light therapy, it could be talking to a friend, it could be talking to the loved ones, it could be playing with pets, it could be walking, it could be talking, it could be, I don't know, whatever works for you. You want to make sure it's not super arousing, and it should help you fall into sleep and reduce the sleep latency. That's it. One bonus thing that you could do is you could have tungsten bulbs at night, light them up at night before going to bed. So these, like the lights we have at home, like maybe LED or LCD or things like that. Some of these lights are flickering, they are releasing a lot of blue light too, and they're bright, which suppresses the production of melatonin, which is good in the morning when you're getting the sunlight, and which is the best source of actually blue light to help you feel more awake and alert and attack the day. But really at night you do not want that, and it will severely impact your ability to get a quality sleep. If you do not get quality sleep, you will not perform at 10 or 20% higher level in morning, and your ability to solve problems would be limited by 40%. These are facts. So, yep, that's it. These are the 5 things for sleep. And now let's move to the 4 things for diet. The first thing we have for the diet is you do not need to be eating at all the time. Like, I don't know why people get it that they need to be eating at all the time, especially when your sympathetic system is activated, which means you're attacking the day, and your body is not sending much, allocating much resources to your immune system or your gut even. Your body is more interested in sending blood to your brain, so you're more alert, sending more blood to your arms and legs, so you can act and react faster and respond to stimulus in the environment faster. So your body is optimizing for that when your sympathetic system is activated. It is not interested in recovering and rejuvenating. And at that time in the morning, do not want to have your belly full, because your body is not in the rest and digest mode. When you want to activate parasympathetic, which is like afternoon or late in the evening, at that point you can have your meals and relax and be unaroused. So parasympathetic system could be activated, your body can rest and digest food effectively while you're relaxing. In the morning half, you do not want to be eating much, maybe a coffee and that's it. And you do not need to be eating that all the times. Like you can skip few meals, you can skip eating a day even. When you're not eating, it really helps, gives time for your gut to heal and become more efficient at extracting nutrients. It helps it detoxify. There are gazillion benefits of it. So with diet, the number one tip is don't be eating at all the times. What is the second advice to improve the diet? Don't eat refined seed oil. What is refined seed oil and why it's so bad? The thing is that oils are very, very dense in calories. So to give you an example, this 1 kg papaya has as many calories or energy unit as this one shot of olive oil. This papaya has as many calories as this one shot of oil. When you are at a restaurant, you are eating maybe, I don't know, vegetables, noodles, fried chicken or soup or ramen or sushi, whatever that is. You do not know that what's the percentage of my calories coming from the seed oil, because the oil has a lot of calories and these are compact calories as compared to carb and fiber and protein. So you might be eating like Korean wings or something. They add a lot of oil in that stuff, and approximately the oil could be, looking by volume, the oil could be only 20% of the entire dish. 50% of the calorie coming from the seed oil. Kind of a deceptive thing, because you look at the food and you think like you're eating Korean fried wings, but you're actually eating some seed oil, and the 50% of it is just seed oil. These seed oils kind of stack up. Why these seed oils are bad? First of all, these seed oils clog up your arteries. They cause inflammation. They lead to a lot of heart diseases also. And that inflammation really limits your ability to process information and have a high quality sleep. And it makes you more fat and makes you more easier to get fat. And it also reduces your cardiovascular health. It makes doing aerobic activities a little bit hard. So what you want to do is you want to use the extra virgin olive oil, use fruit oil or the avocado oil. Now these oils are really, really good. Even coconut oil. These oils are really, really high quality and good. And in your day-to-day food, you want to consume these oil as much as possible as per your caloric allowance that you have for the day. And you want to avoid the seed oil, which can lead to a lot of issues. And also, it takes a long time to digest a poor quality oil. Like if you eat a Korean fried chicken in a restaurant, you really need 1 hour to digest it. And you might think you are digesting chicken wings or something like that, which is high protein. But not exactly. Your body is working really hard to digest this poison that you put in your body, which is 40% of it, and you don't even know. That's the fun part of it. The third thing we have on the diet front is don't eat over-processed food. Now, what do I mean by over-processed food? Food that contain like just empty calories, just seed oil you're eating with some texture in it. All the chips, tricks, biscuits, packed food, packed refined food, packed bread. All those like things that you get in packet and there's a lot of chemicals being added to make it feel fresh, and a lot of flavors are added to make it taste good. A lot of fragrance is added to increase your appetite. A lot of preservatives are added to preserve it for a long time and have a long shelf life, and a lot of other chemicals are added to get you really addicted to that crap that you're seeing. So it's just pure empty calories. Doesn't have any nutritional value in it. It's just fake food. So everything you buy at the store which is packed, we can put into the over processed category. And some of them are really processed. And these foods are rich with seed oil and they have lot of calories. So increase your risk of getting fat and makes you hungry even so. It's a double-edged sword. There's nothing good about over-processed food. They're also associated with metabolic syndrome, which causes whole cluster of skills, diseases like diabetes too, increases your risk of heart diseases, increases your risk of stroke, also increases your risk of cancer, negatively affect your cellular powerhouse mitochondria, increases your risk of developing a depression, leads to obesity, leads to heart diseases because they hide seed oil in the goddamn thing and the oils are caloric dense. So examples would be all the sugary drinks, all the flavored sodas, basically all the drinks with added sugar, snack foods like chips, crackers, processed meat, hot dogs like packed meat, which is also shown consistently to be cancerous even. The fast food, all the things that we can buy from the fast food chain of restaurants, microwavable foods like microwavable popcorns, microwavable cheese products, packaged bakery products, and that's it. You really want to limit your consumption of over-processed food and really want to aim for no over-processed food at all. You want to go for the whole food, natural food, vegetables, juices, and there are a lot of whole food that you could eat. What is the last tip for the diet, improving the diet? The last one we have here is don't consume poisons too much. Poisons such as drinking alcohol, smoking, and smoking anything does affect your decision-making abilities. It does. Depending on your unique metabolism and frequency of consumption could impact your decision-making abilities for short-term or even cause permanent limitations to your decision-making abilities. It slows down your ability to respond to the stimuli and increases your ability to react to the stimuli. After some time, it just makes you a reactive person in general, more susceptible to impulses, and which makes you even more impulsive, which causes the feedback loop to making you an impulsive person in general. It also impairs your memory. When you're making decisions, you're not as good at to recall the information from your subconscious or unconscious brain to use your real life reference experiences to make a high quality decision. So it really impairs your memory, and which reduces your ability to have all the information and really utilize your past experiences to make a high quality decision right now. It also makes you an emotional person in general, which can be an advantage at certain level, but when it comes to decision making, it leads to making more low quality decisions because you're not weighing the long-term consequences of your decisions, but weighing the short-term emotional feeling that you're going to get out of your decisions. So it makes you emotional, which can be good, but it decreases your ability to make good, high-quality decisions. It also increases your ability to take risks, but taking a risk with impaired memory, not able to calculate the takes accurately, makes these risks more riskier than they need to be. It also decreases your ability to focus on a single task for a long period of time. It also makes doing the meditation a bit difficult for you. Even a single drink can set you back even a month to get back your decision making abilities. Don't get me wrong, I'm not recommending complete abstinence, or whatever, how do you pronounce it? Look, if you're already retired and you have good people that you trust who are taking care of you and making good decisions for you, you can a glass of wine or a scotch that would not hurt you. Becoming emotional and socializing and a drink or two at yearly celebratory occasions before you're about to jump on an ice lake won't be a bad choice. About this, You really have to make decisions on your own unique personality, how you really want to experience life. And when it comes to decision making, that it is very clear about it that it negatively affects your ability to make good decisions. So that's a fact. However you want to experience life, I'll leave that up to you. Now, 3 things about exercise. The first thing about exercise is very simple. You want to do some form of aerobic exercise daily. It could be running, jogging, swimming, surfing, tennis, football, badminton, jumping rope. It could be anything. And you want to hit the zone 2 and zone 3 of activity, which is 60 to 70% of your max heart rate for approximately 30 to 40 minutes. And that's the metric you want to aim for. It increases the blood flow, increases your cardiovascular health, and boosts your brain's ability to change, makes the brain more plastic, and increases brain connectivity, and really gets you the most bang for your buck to improve your decision making abilities. Now, you do not want to spend hours and hours doing exercise. A good aerobic exercise when you are in the zone 2 or zone 3, which is basically 60 to 80% your max heart rate for a duration of 30 to 40 minutes, it's more than enough. Now, it'll be a different regimen if you want to build a body and do powerlifting and things of that nature. Now, that's a different thing. But as per decision making is concerned, you only need to put in 30 to 40 minutes of work every day, which is quite easy. And the second thing about exercise is very simple. You want to make the exercise social. So you're getting twice the benefit of the exercise. Invest time, money, and energy to making an aerobic activity exercise daily a social activity. So you can conduct meetings over a walk in the park. Steve Jobs was famous for doing that. You want to conduct an interview over a game of tennis. You want to talk to your business partner or investors over a golf meeting. You want to conduct a walk and talk brainstorming sessions. And these are all really great options to get you started with social exercises. And really, it's just 1 hour of the day. And you can plan something out with it. Interviews, meetings, or brainstorming sessions. And there is a lot of things that you could do in that 1 hour while you are getting your aerobic exercise done. The last point about the exercise is you want to make it a consistent and a daily habit that happens at a fixed time every day. So it could be every day at 5 p.m. you conduct a walk and talk interview about hiring. Now we are getting both things done. You're getting some aerobic activity done. You could walk a little faster to get to the high heart rate. And you also can talk and conduct the interview while you're walking. So we have discussed 3 things to improve your decision making abilities. If you implement these 80-20 of those 3 things, which are very simple to do, you will get a maximum benefit and you will see a radical shift in your ability to make good, high quality decisions. You'll be looking at doubling or even tripling your ability to make good, high quality decisions. The problems that you are struggling with, or I've been struggling with this from months, I've been struggling with from years, would start to look very easy for you as you free up the cognitive resources to look at it. As your body is more recovered, you'll be consistently performing at higher level at the next. Unless you're working at a manufacturing job, you really want to move away from it and move into more knowledge working job, where improvement in your decision making abilities gives you a leverage to grow and expand and learn and grow. If you're working at a manufacturing job, you just really want to put in the hours. Basically, we have discussed 3 things which are very simple. If executed well, can double or triple your decision making abilities. To conclude it, we discussed 5 things about sleep, and we discussed 4 things about diet, and we discussed 3 things about exercise. To give you a quick recap, the 5 things about sleep are, you want to get the first thing in the morning, you want to get a morning sunlight and hydrate your body. Drink 1 liter of water. And that's it. And you don't want to look at the phone for the first half of the day. The second thing that you want to do, soundproof your environment. Have a separate environment, soundproof environment for sleeping. You want to get a white noise machine to make the environment really conducive to relaxing and recovering and sleeping. The third thing about sleep is get a sleep tracking device, so you know that what are the good things benefiting you, get more REM, and what are the bad things affecting your sleep. And so you can really get to start to make decisions and start really understand your own body better. And you want to understand like what things positively affect your HRV and what things negatively affect your HRV. What is HRV? We'll discuss it later in some other video. The third thing we discussed is cutting off the internet and the phone at night at a fixed time. You want to try multiple things. For me, getting a third person to just at a fixed time take away the internet and the phone worked well for me and has been consistent from a couple of months. But there are many ways you can cut off the internet and limit your access to your phone at a fixed time at night, a couple of hours before going to sleep, basically. And the last thing we discussed about sleep is having a good night ritual that works for you. It could be anything like reading. A lot of people do reading at night, and it really helps you get to the sleep and relax your body, activates parasympathetic system. So these are good stuff. Unless you're not reading something extremely arousing or exciting, in the close to the boredom or unarousing reading, it really helps you get to the sleep. Now the 4 things about diet. Don't be eating at all the times. Don't eat refined seed oil. Don't overeat over-processed food. Don't drink poisons such as drinking and smoking, anything. The 3 things about exercise are do some form of aerobic exercise daily, make it social, and be consistent and fix a time to do it every single day. These are the 5 things for sleep, 4 things for diet, and 3 things for exercise. If you implement these 12 very easy to implement things, your decision making abilities would double or even triple. The ship that you're leading move forward faster and will become better at accelerating. You'll have more cognitive resources to perform at the highest level. Your problems would seem easier and you'll be cruising forward with ease. You'll have a far significant cognitive resources to solve complex problems, tackle challenges, and everything, even life would seem much easier when these things are in place. So this is it for this video. Share it with a friend if you found it valuable, or else I'll see you next Monday at 5 p.m. IST. Thank you.